Hello and welcome to Bounding Into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding Into Comics. Today we're going to be talking about another set of videos from Disney's Reimagine Tomorrow conference call that exposes just how rotten Disney's core truly is. In one of the videos, an employee reveals the company is actually using its benefits programs for, quote, gender affirmation procedures in order to assist employees and employees' children to, quote, transition. Like the previous set of videos, these ones were also shared by journalist Christopher F. Rufo on Twitter. In the first video, an unnamed Disney employee says, quote, "The other big area is gender identity and expression. So doing all of this work to ensure that our employees and cast can express their gender here authentically and proudly at the company. So coming up with guides on how to change your photo, information about pronouns, working with our benefits team to give information about gender affirmation procedures, both for our employees who are transitioning and trans, but also our employees who have kids who are transitioning." As Rufo noted in his tweet when he shared the video, he points out this type of treatment typically includes puberty blockers, breast removal, and genital surgeries for, quote, kids who are transitioning. That is true. You can look that up. Pretty much an easy Google search will confirm that. PBS even has articles on it. So I think this is absolutely abhorrent. Disney should not be providing this as part of their benefits package, allowing their, or actually like they're specifically paying for their employees to mutilate their children if they are taking up these benefits, and they should not be doing that whatsoever. I 100% disagree with this stuff. This is not something that Disney should be doing, and this really does show just how rotten Disney is, that they're actually, this is part of their benefits package, and they allow, or they're paying their employees to have these types of procedures on their children. It's absolutely despicable and disgusting. Truly is a rotten, terrible company from the inside out. And that's probably the most rotten piece of this, but there were a bunch of other videos as well where they are, when they're not trying to pay for mutilation of their own employees' children, they are trying to indoctrinate your children. So another video clip shows executive producer for Disney television animation LaToya Ravenue, I'm not sure how to say her name, who in a previous clip bragged about pushing her, quote, not at all secret gay agenda through Disney, admitting she specifically wants to indoctrinate children with, quote, the pockets of the LGBTQ community that you don't see. So she says, "I identify as a biromantic asexual. I've had a lot of learning and growing about myself this year, kind of facilitated by how comfortable I felt on the Proud family and with my immediate team at Disney Television Animation." And so it's just sort of like this creative dissonance between my personal experience where I feel so safe and so supportive. I mean, I wasn't in the closet, but I'm real out now. Outside of my team, outside of TVA, it feels like the things that we believe that we're trying to put into the shows are not what we are seeing in the real world. It leaves you in a weird space. The clip then cuts to Ravenue saying, "I'm thinking, or I'm still thinking, I want to use my content to go deeper, talk about how non-monolithic the LGBTQ plus community as an asexual. I feel like a lot of people don't know what that is. I have to have a dissertation ready at any given moment. I want to add the pockets of the LGBTQ community that you don't see. I want to get gay advanced." And then I realized, oh crap, we need to go back to gay 101. As I mentioned before, a previous clip showed Raveneux revealing Disney is fully on board with her, quote, not at all secret gay agenda. She said during the call, "In my little pocket of Proud Family Disney TVA, the showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda." Maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess something must have happened in the last. They're turning it around, they're going hard, and then like all that momentum that I felt, that sense of I don't have to be afraid to have these two characters kiss in the background. I was just, wherever I could, just basically adding queerness. If you see anything queer in the show, no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me. So she's clearly admitting that they are targeting your kids. The Proud Family show is specifically targeted towards younger children, and she wants to indoctrinate them with gay 101 classes, and then she further wants to go into, what does she call it, gay advanced. So she's definitely trying to indoctrinate your children into these disordered lifestyles and make it seem like they are normal when they are absolutely not. They are disordered, they are abnormal, and they are clearly against the natural law. A third video shared by Rufo as part of this new set of videos shows president of Disney General Entertainment Content, Carrie Burke, who previously served as the head of original programming at Freeform, admitting the company has specifically been targeting millennials and Gen Z with LGBTQIA plus content through their Freeform channel. So not only are they targeting young children with this indoctrination of this lifestyle, they're also targeting individuals who are probably in their mid-30s, late 20s, and then I would argue maybe early 20s as well. I think that's how low Gen Z goes. In the clip, Burke says, "When I was at Freeform, it was very much in the brand ethos of Freeform to be the tip of the spear when it comes to inclusion. And we, like you, LaToya, we jumped up and down. We celebrated that. Nobody stopped us, and it felt great." In part, I think nobody stopped us because we were targeting Gen Z and millennials. We were targeting a younger, I think, more open-minded, and now we know, as my son texted me this morning, Gen Z is 30 to 40% queerer than the other generations, Mom, so Disney better get with it. That is an absolutely ridiculous statement that a generation would be 30 to 40% queer. That doesn't make any sense. Goes against natural law. The only reason why you might have those numbers is because you have companies like Disney literally trying to indoctrinate people into these disordered lifestyles, and that's what they are. They are disordered lifestyles, and they're trying to indoctrinate people into them because, in my opinion, it makes people more easy to manipulate. In a previous video, Burke claimed that her children were pansexual and transgender, while also promising to put more LGBTQIA characters in Disney's shows and films. In the original clip, Burke says, "I'm here as a mother of 2 queer children, actually 1 transgender child and 1 pansexual child, and also as a leader." And that was the thing that really got me, because I have heard so much from so many of my colleagues over the course of the last couple weeks in open forums and through emails and phone conversations. I feel a responsibility to speak, not just for myself, but for them. The clip then appears to cut before Burke also says, "That is up to all of us. We had an open forum last week at 20th. She's referring to 20th Century Fox, which Disney acquired. So she continues saying, "Where again, the home of really incredible, groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, where one of our execs stood up and said, we only had a handful of queer leads in our content." And I went, "What? That can't be true." And I realized, oh, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads and narratives in which gay characters just get to be characters and not have to be about gay stories. That's been very eye-opening for me. I can tell you it's something that I feel that perhaps had this moment not happened, I as a leader and me as my colleagues would not have focused on going forward. I certainly will be more so. I know that we will be, and I hope this is a moment where, she starts crying and says, "Shoot, the 50% of the tears, sorry, are coming. We just don't allow each other to go backwards." If you know anything about history, this is exactly going backwards and repeating the same mistakes that humanity has repeated throughout the course of history. So that comment really doesn't make any sense for anyone who actually knows anything about history. But again, this is just another example of Carrie Burke pretty much, to me, saying that they're going to have more gay main characters in their stories, or more LGBTQIA main characters in their stories moving forward. Again, trying to push that this is something that is normal when it is indeed not. If you think this is anything new coming from the Freeform people, or that this is something that has just surfaced now, it's not. In 2018, Burke participated in the first Freeform Summit that hosted a variety of individuals, including Grownish executive producer Kenya Barris, who stated, "I actually do think that millennials and women are destroying everything because it needs to be destroyed or disrupted." So that kind of gets to the philosophy over there at Disney. They want to destroy everything and rebuild it in their disordered image, and that's clearly what they are doing. You had another Yara Shahidi, the star of Grownish, also saying at this summit, "I guess if there is anything that this panel represents, I was reading The Fire Next Time, and the one thing that he says is, do you want to be integrated into a burning house? And what this room represents is a group of people that are dedicated to setting out the fire and building a new infrastructure." So that doesn't really make any sense either. If you're trying to stamp out the fire, you wouldn't be rebuilding the infrastructure. You're trying to save it so it doesn't need to be rebuilt. I think what she's actually trying to say is let it burn to the ground so she can build something up in its ashes, which is what Kenya Barris was saying. And that is exactly what they want to do, and that's exactly what they are doing, which these videos are proof of. So not only has this rot been clearly festering within Disney for years, unfortunately, it doesn't look like anything will be done to heal it. Instead, it looks like the rot will continue to grow and fester until it more than likely kills the entire body, or at least certain sections of it will need to be chopped off in order to stop it from spreading. But I don't think that is going to be the case, because Disney CEO Bob Chapek made it abundantly clear in a leaked video showing him prostrating himself to those desiring to spread this disease. And to me, it makes it look like he is actually going to be spreading the disease as well. And this guy is the CEO of Disney, so when the top guy is endorsing all of this stuff, it's going to spread even quicker. So in this video, Chapek says, "By now, I hope you've all read my most recent note in which I pledged to be a better ally for the LGBTQ+ community, apologize for not being the ally that you needed me to be, and committed to ensuring that our company lives up to its values. I meant every word, and that's what we're here to talk about today. I know that we've got work to do, and that work starts with listening. I'm glad the company will hear from today's panel of LGBTQ+ employees, and I hope that you are as impacted as I've been by the voices that I've heard over the past few weeks. I've read many emails that have been sent, spoken with LGBTQ+ employees and their allies, met with advocacy groups, and convened my own leadership team. And I have been taken by the honesty, openness, and the urgency of their stories. I want to know that your words have made a real impact on me. I understand that we've made mistakes and the pain that those mistakes have caused, and I know that our silence wasn't just about the bill in Florida, but about every time an individual or institution that should have stood up for this community did not. I and the leadership team are determined to use this moment as a catalyst for more meaningful and lasting change." There he is. He's saying it right there. Meaningful and lasting change. He is going to take the company in the direction of this disordered behavior. And all of these videos are an indication of that message that Chapek is saying. But he continues saying, "We've heard many suggestions on how to do that, and we are working to move quickly. I want to thank the LGBTQIA+ Advisory Council, their allies, and anyone else who submitted ideas on how we can take action. I am convening a meeting with all my direct reports and representatives of the Advisory Council to discuss the thoughtful suggestions that have been made. But we know the moment requires urgency and words are not enough, so we're taking some actions right now." The clip ends. My guess is that Rufo will probably release another clip showing what actions Chapek has taken. I know he's already talked about some of them before in his letter. I'm not going to go over that here, but I think these videos clearly show that the rot is very, very deep into Disney. It's affecting almost all of the corporation's arms, limbs, organs, however you want to describe it, and that rot is going to continue to spread, and they're trying to spread that rot to you, to your children, to American culture as a whole, and then honestly to the world as well. And I just don't think that is what should be happening. That was not the vision that Walt Disney had when he created his company. And this behavior that they're promoting is wrong, and it should not be promoted by Disney. Those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics.